Hey everyone. Welcome to Uncle D's Basketball Life.
Donald, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm good. The break is over with, and we're back in school, and we're on a 2-game winning streak. Should have been 3. Had a chance to beat Cal Baptist down there and play very well defensively down there. So just happy with how the group has fought back and starting to click a little bit.
Yeah, man, I tell you, it's like night and day. There's a couple of things that we were just talking before we come on air, and we'll touch on those in a minute. But starting before as you got the team in, right? We talked about it, and you're like, man, we got some hoopers, we got here, we got there, we got height, we got everything, and you really do. Like it's quite fun to see.
Yeah, we got a good group. We can shoot it. We're big. We can score in the post. We can drive it. We got a dynamic point guard in Elijah Duval who can get to the basket, starting to make better decisions with the ball. So we do. It was the defensive piece that we need to figure it out, and I think we're getting there. So you've seen a little bit of everything, right? Cal Baptist was a low-scoring game, 58-55. And then we come back and play Tarleton overtime thriller and win that one 106-105. And then we come back and defend very well against Abilene Christian. I think we held them to 52 points or something like that. So the guys are responding very well.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, the statistics of the last game you just played, you guys should have been fairly equal. But I think what you did to Tarleton, I mean, man, it wasn't just it was a thriller on a thriller, because you guys came to the end of coming right to the end. You were down right to one, they were 1 in front, and then you guys got it. You know what I mean? And then went into overtime, and then same thing happened again, which for a second there, we all thought, oh, no way, they played so hard, they need to do this. Although they were a little bit higher than where you guys were. But honestly, I think that you had the team behind you. You just didn't have it all put together, right?
Yeah, again, we brought in 12 guys. We had to play all of these money games, right?
Yeah.
To have money for NIL. So, we played Washington. We played Gonzaga. We played Washington State. We played Oregon State. We played Robert Morris and their MTE. And then there's one more. I know I'm forgetting one more, but we play Arizona State, and so we've played all these high major money games. Like I said again, to get money for NIL, to be able to have to spend on athletes, right? And so I mean, eventually those games help you build some grit. And then, we had some other things going on where we had to get rid of a player that was probably more of a little bit of a cancer than we thought. And I think the guys have responded well to that. That's something you can't complain about no more, because that distraction is gone. And I think everybody's buying into what Coach Jeter is finally, everything that Coach has been talking about defensively, keeping guys in front, veering off, boxing out, playing a little bit faster offensively. Now those things are starting to click. Also, we got a consultant that came in. Coach Jeter brought in a consultant. Shout out to Cade. Brought him in where he did some stuff with the team and the coaches, and I think have had an impact on things. Just by the way, just how everybody think, what we were thinking, and how we need to change some things. So all of that has helped, and I think these guys are mashing together chemistry-wise better, and it takes time. Again, 12 new guys. 7 money games. So it all takes time.
Yeah.
So
You just unpacked a whole lot of stuff right there. I just want to touch on a little bit, and maybe there's a bit of a sore spot there, so we can talk a little bit about it, and just to get the understanding of, you had that one player that was in there that was, you say, is like a cancer. How does that work in the dynamic of the team? Was it just that ball hungry type thing, like hogging the ball a little bit, trying to do it all on his own, or?
He just wasn't on the same page as the coaching staff and the team. I mean,
Yeah.
and as simple as that. And at the end of the day, people say what they want to say, but at the end of the day, Coach Jeter did what he could to try to salvage the situation, and it wasn't salvageable.
Yeah, no, and that's fair enough. That's great. I mean, you can have the strongest chain in the world, but you have one weak link. That's it of it, right?
Yeah.
So that's definitely.
And it's sad because he talented kid, but he just didn't want to. He wanted to do things his way.
Yeah. I've seen that happen in Hollywood with agents.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That man. Once they start getting their own idea, it's really cool. Like I compared to being on stage, right? I know stage stuff. So when you got someone that's playing the game with you and you're in a scene, you're doing it. The minute they start thinking about themselves is when the scene goes out the window.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's probably the same situation.
And right now the guys think about each other.
Yeah.
And I think you can tell that by the way they've been playing on the court.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can keep this gravy train running tonight against Utah Valley. So.
Oh man, I tell you, if anyone hasn't been to one of these games for a while, tonight's probably a good one to come out and check out, just because you guys are on fire. I mean, and like what you say, it's watching. I've watched you guys play for the last few years now. You know what I mean, and where the team's come and where it's going to. The last two games I've never seen that. And like I even sent you a message like, oh, that was the best game I ever seen, was the Tarleton one, right?
Right.
We're doing the production. I'm running the production for the radio up there. And I'm like, oh, this is amazing, and oh man, the whole stadium was actually, we had a great turnout, and it was erupted, and no one left.
Yeah.
No one even left when the game was over. They just want to come down there and high five you guys,
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Fans came out. Hopefully, the fans come out tonight and. The students come out tonight. We need everybody, and it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I tell you won't regret it. That's for sure. Especially, I mean, just your starting lineup right now is. It seems like when they're defending, they've always got their marks going on, but it's like they got another eye looking where everyone is, and your intercepts and things like that. Things are happening. You guys are really working it.
Yeah, they're again, they're buying in to what Coach Jeter and the staff have been talking about defensively, and so I think they're getting a little more comfortable with it. They're buying in a little bit more, and at the end of the day, you want to be playing your best basketball towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
So, like I said, hopefully we keep this gravy train running.
No, I like that. I mean, it's exactly. I used to race cars as well, so I'd get to the track, and at the start of the day, you're pulling lap times that they're not great. And as long as you're progressing going forward, that's a good thing. I remember one of my sons, he watched me, we did a go-kart competition thing, and he's there, and he's like, Dad, you're not as fast as the other guy. I said, yeah, but I just started. and as the day progressed, he's like, your times are coming down. Yeah, because now I'm working the track. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same sort of deal, huh?
Absolutely.
So you guys are looking good. Do you think you guys can climb out of where you are right now? Because, I mean, you started off a bit shaky. And
yeah, I think, again, that I think we're on the same page more than anything. It'll be a great test tonight. Utah Valley, the big dog in the conference right now. They're number one in the league right now. Very good team, and they've been very good the last 3 years. Very, very well coached by Todd, and got a point guard that's really good, and Lynn Hart, a 4-man, and Jackson Holcomb that's playing very well. Might be the best 4-man in the league. Hopefully, Jaden has something to say about that tonight. But they just got they got guys who can shoot it. So they got a little bit of everything. Big fella playing well for them. So they have a little bit of everything. You got Braden Housley over there now who played for us a couple years ago. So we got some. it's some good stuff.
Yeah.
So it should be a great game.
Yeah. Watching you walk around, just even coming into the studio. I've seen you, over the last few months. You guys, you can tell when you're scratching your head and trying to work some stuff out. You kind of walk with a little bit of gusto now. You know what I mean? I'm seeing there's a rhythm going on there.
Yeah, some rhythm going. And like I said, hopefully we keep it going. Again, I think really it kind of started with the Cal Baptist game, where guys were really locked in. And, Cal Baptist actually was without one of their better players, but they still had two of their dudes, that are really good. And they're big. Cal Baptist is really, really, really big. They kicked our butts on the offensive glass, where they had like 22 offensive rebounds, I believe it was. So, but to come out of that game knowing that we had a chance to win, I think just started like, okay.
Ignited it.
Yeah, it ignited the fire.
Yeah, that's good. And like everyone, I suppose, anyone that's out there and has watched what the games you have been playing, it's like what you say, right? You guys are going after the money to get the players. So you're taking on these hard games to play, but they're paying you good money to be there. So if anyone doesn't understand that so much, I mean, I know I never understood that until you explained it to me, and it's an interesting concept. Does that really make a lot of money for you guys to be able to open that can of worms and bring on the right players in?
It make enough. We go get the money games to help out in certain parts of the athletic department as well, and then we take some of that money for NIL.
Yeah.
So, is it more than other schools in our league have? No, but it's enough to get some pretty decent players.
Yeah.
So, we're happy with the roster we have, and it's starting to, like I said, they're starting to flourish a little bit.
No, I mean, it definitely shows. I mean, so to put this all together, this is not an overnight thing. I mean, how long have you been here for now?
This year 3.
Okay, year 3 for you. And your position, you're assistant coach.
Yes, and recruiter.
Yeah, you wear many hats.
And work with the big fellas a little bit, and sometimes the guards. So do scouts. Which Tarleton State was my scout. Yeah, just you're always trying to. It just boils down to recruiting the right players, the right guys with the love for basketball, with the right attitudes, guys who fit Coach Jeter's personality, and so just continue to work that out every recruiting cycle.
Yeah, I only know one side of Coach Jeter, and to me, he's a very gracious man. He's a very calm, very soothing. He doesn't seem like not like what I am anyway. I'm like, get in there and do it. You know what I mean? But obviously game days he's on like there's no tomorrow. But for me to meet the guy and to have a conversation with him, he's very relaxed most times. You talk a different story. You've known him for years, right?
Yeah, Coach is he's fiery. He's tough, and he always tell the guys, well, just go do it. You say you can do these things.
Show me.
Show me.
Yeah,
and that's that's the kind of guy he is, but a heck of a coach, X and O's, and he won the Tarleton game he was 250 wins for him.
Yeah,
and then of course Abilene Christian is 251, so he's still counting. But it was good. His mentor was here Thursday and Saturday, Bo Ryan.
Oh, nice.
So Will Dad was here, who's Bo's a Hall of Famer that, had unbelievable years at Wisconsin and Milwaukee and Platteville. In Platteville, you won 4 championships, I think, there.
Wow, yeah, he's got a
went to a couple Final Fours, I believe, at Wisconsin, Elite Eights. So it was good to see him, and man, he got a lot of stories, but you get to see a little bit of why Coach Jeter coaches the way he coaches, because of his mentor. So
It's coming straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak, right?
yeah,
He sounds like he's passing the baton.
yeah, he did.
Yeah, I love that.
He got coach coaching as a head coach. I know Gar at Wisconsin was on that staff. He got another head coach out there. So yeah, Bo's got a good little tree going right now.
Yeah, and how's his son doing? Will, how's he
Will's been great. Good addition to the staff. A lot of knowledge. Of course, he was a head coach for a couple years at Green Bay. So it's fun to have that knowledge around the office, and he got good stories as well. But and he's a pretty good recruiter too. So.
Yeah. How many of you guys go out on the road and recruit?
Coach Jeter, myself, Coach Gutty, Coach Ryan, and then sometimes Coach Benson may go out.
Yeah.
So because you got that added assistant that can go out now. So, yeah.
There's a lot of deep roots in your coaching stuff too, isn't there?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, like a huge, very accomplished.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, it's great to see. I mean, this has been such an eye-opening experience for me. I've never been so close to the flame, and it's fun to see you guys rising, and you guys are. You've definitely put in a program together that's it's coming from a very, let's face it, you guys don't get hardly any cash to do what you need to do, like compared to the big teams,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
that's where talent comes in.
That's so, but again, we're not complaining about it. We just do what we got to do.
Yeah. What's the average day look like for you? Or the average week, I suppose, because when you learned about, I suppose I'm going to get back to when you learned you had that cancer situation, you had to get that. Did you guys have to okay, now we're going to flip that switch and now we all need to go find a person?
No, it was just a matter of, Coach Jeter had enough.
Yeah.
And then once we got that situation solved, then we were able to move on.
Did you bring anyone else to replace?
No, we didn't.
Oh, okay. So you just kept it in-house.
Yeah, So.
Oh, that's not a bad deal.
So, yeah.
So it didn't cost you so much money, just cost you a bit of time there, huh?
It always cost you money because you lost a scholarship, a kid that you was kind of dependent on to be a big part of what you were doing. So, those things happen, though.
Yeah. It's not here nor there, I suppose. But what's your average day look like? And I suppose they change, right?
Yeah, it changes. Sometimes I'm in the office doing some recruiting early. Coach may call a meeting to watch some film on the upcoming game. So as a staff, we're all together, and what thoughts we have about that team. And then we gonna watch film with the guys. Coach will have some clips, and then scout film we'll watch. Then we'll practice. Maybe an hour and a half. Coach kind of cut practice a little bit shorter than what it was earlier in the season. Thinking about guys' bodies, legs, and so from there, the guys will go to weights, and sometimes we'll go to weights, or we're back in the office working. Continuing to put a game plan together for the upcoming game, and I'm making phone calls now for next year's schedule, trying to get the schedule done for next season, and get some money games, and coach on my head like, man, we only gonna play 3 or 4 home games again. I was like, well, I got to get some money, bro.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So spending a lot of time right now, preparation for next game, scheduling for next year, and recruiting for next year.
Is the team going to translate to next year similar, or you got? I mean, you guys basically
just every year you're gonna you're probably bringing in 8 to 12 new guys every year.
Oh, that's gonna
just because of the transfer portal. We're hoping that we can keep Tanner Hayhurst. Hopefully you can keep Akel Barclay.
Yeah,
who's been playing very well. Elijah Duval, we'll see. And then, Brandon Johnson will probably come back, and Zeppelin. Zeppelin's a freshman. So we're hoping Jock, who tore his ACL this year, should be healthy. So we're hoping that we'll have about at least 5 guys back. That will help the newcomers.
Yep. At what point of the year do you find out when the players are leaving for other teams? When does that all sort of shake out and you don't find out until it's done?
Well, the portal opens April 7th this year.
Okay.
So it closes on April 21st. So a kid has to be in the portal by the 21st of April. So they it used to be 30-day window. So now they've cut the window down to 15 days. So hopefully.
So that day is the last day for it then?
Yeah, so hopefully before April 7th.
Yeah.
They tell you like what their thoughts are.
Yeah.
But that's when the portal opens on April 7th.
Okay, fair enough. So you don't know anything that's coming up in the meantime. Now it's just go to work, go get games.
Yeah, I mean, just right now you just continue to prepare, and then you start talking to guys a little bit about what their plans are. And a lot of times these guys don't really know. Some of them know.
Yeah.
But it's almost like free agency. You got to test the waters.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So you always have to have your finger on the pulse, huh? You always got to have your eye on someone else.
Oh yeah,
there's a possibility for you guys.
Absolutely.
So you have a list and see if you can hit it.
Yeah.
How was your hit list this time around? Come to build this team because you guys have a really good team.
So a lot of the players we got was due to relationships that we had with other coaches, AAU coaches. Some high school coaches like Jaden and Dylan Jones, a good friend of the program, Everett Gray, who coaches with the Salt Lake Rebels, and he played for Tark back in the day at UNLV and played in the NBA.
Wow!
So we have a very good relationship. So he helped us with those 2 guys.
And those 2 guys are fantastic, by the way.
Yeah,
fun
and
to
then
watch.
Tanner Hayhurst. We recruited from the JUCO at College of Southern Idaho.
Can I just touch on Hayhurst for a second? He's like, I mean, to not know who he was, I don't know these players. I don't really watch the game, to be honest with you. But I thoroughly enjoy it. But he's like the subtle guy you don't expect, and he doesn't miss. Like, he's so good.
Yeah, he's shooting at a high clip right now from the 3-point line.
Yeah.
Almost 50% if he's not right at 50%, about 80 plus from the free throw line. And him and Dylan don't get enough credit for their ability to be able to drive the ball.
Yeah.
They everybody talk about their shooting ability, but they're actually really good off the bounce. And so, Coach Jeter tell them often to be aggressive. And so I think that's helping them. And like I said, they're aggressive off the bounce now a little bit more. So yeah, it's cool, man. So like I said, Tanner, we knew Jeff, the head coach at CSI, and the assistant at the time, who actually got his own head coaching job now at a JUCO. So Tanner was kind of through some connections. Rock Lee was through somebody that Coach Jeter knew. Lorenzo been with us for the last couple of years. Kai Burdick been with us for the last couple of years, which has been helpful.
This is the last one for Kai, isn't it? He's out after this.
This is the last one for Kai.
He's good. I mean, that guy
Kai's growing. Isaiah Cottrell, really good friends with Braden on our staff. And Little Rob, they have a very close relationship. So that helped with that. Coach Al, before he left with Bradley, had a relationship with the kid Jock, who tore his ACL. Elijah Duvall, me and Coach Gutty tag team that one. I worked the parents, and he dealt with Scott, who was helping the kid. And so, I was just trying to go down the list of guys. But yeah, that's kind of. Kel Barclay came to our elite camp, and we really liked him. So then I followed him up in Salt Lake and watched him play in a Great Western. I think it was a Great Western shootout, and that's where we finally offered him. And we offered him in Idaho State at the time. And so, I got a little lucky with him because he under the radar a little bit. But the good thing is we got to see him for a day in our elite camp, so we're able to follow him. And so that's kind of how the team was put together, and didn't really have to deal with too many agents.
Good.
So
that's half the battle right there.
Yeah. So hopefully, we finish out the way we want to finish out this year. This team got a chance to play. I think they're starting to figure some things out. So just hoping we can continue to do that. And like I said, recruiting never stops. So you always, looking at JUCO guys and what high school kids out there you can maybe steal. Because there's still some very good high school players out there, even though you got this portal world. Once it opens, it gets a little crazy.
Yeah.
And it do hurt the high school kids a little bit and hurt the JUCO kids a little bit, but you still can steal some really good high school kids like Elijah Duvall or Kel Barclay. We got 2 freshmen. Then we got Zeppelin, who's coming around, who also is a freshman. So we actually have 3 pretty good freshmen right now.
No, it is. So, as long as they stuck around, you'd be half the battle already.
If they can stick around and be half of the battle. So,
what does it take to have that? What does the big schools have that we don't, that keep them around?
Money.
Yeah, and how much is it? Like, what are we looking like?
Shoot, yeah. I
have no idea.
So Don Ford left here last year and went to the University of San Diego.
Oh wow!
And we gave him last year. I think we had him at 20,000, right? San Diego gave him 165. So and those numbers, and those are mild numbers. You got guys who are making millions of dollars.
Wow.
So, but just like a Don Ford left and made 165. Jameer Simpson, who we had last year, made 150.
True.
Brock Felder went to Seattle. He got 90.
Wow.
Okay.
And he's good too.
So
they're all good.
And that's our pitch is, help us win games, and we'll help you get better as a player, and you move on.
Yeah.
You got to embrace it. You can't fight it because it's going to happen.
It'd be great if there was a cap on that, but I suppose it's probably hard to control, huh?
Yeah, I think they're the president of the NCAA is talking about the NIL. He's talking about the transfer portal, how to even that out, whereas not every year you can be in the portal. Maybe, everybody get a one-time transfer where you can go wherever you want to go, and then if you go back in the portal again, you have to sit a year. They've been talking about some of that. I just don't know. I don't know if you can change it because, all that happened is somebody's not happy about the rules and a SUU.
Yes.
So I think that's the big fight right now. So, but,
It'd be fun to see if that could happen, though. I think that would be. Just to get it even across the board, see who could really. Then you'd see your talent shine. Then you'd see coaches shine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That must be a little bit frustrating.
At the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So you just have to adapt.
No, and that's fair enough. So. But you definitely move and shake on it throughout your career. You've done this for how many years now?
20 plus.
Done. I love that. So going through your career, how many players have you seen come up and hit the NBA?
Well, when I was coaching AAU with the Oakland Soldiers, I got to see LeBron up close as a youngster.
Yeah.
A kid named Leon Poe that played for the Celtics on the championship team with Kevin Garnett. So I got a chance to see a couple of NBA guys. When I was at San Jose State, we had a kid named Adrian Oliver that got drafted in the second round, late second round by the Sacramento Kings, I believe it was. But when I was at San Jose State, and the WAC then was unbelievable talent. Like Paul George was at Fresno State. You had Nick Fazekas that was at Nevada, Luke Babbitt who was at Nevada, that one. So the WAC at that time had a ton of NBA guys in it. Paul Millsap, who played in the NBA a long time, was at La Tech. So, I've seen a bunch of NBA guys, played against them, coached against them, and so yeah, and then had a chance to be around a few through AAU. So Kendrick Perkins was on that AAU team with the Soldiers for a little while. So it's always fun.
Could you tell? Like, could you tell the difference of who they were on the at that stage? Because obviously they weren't heavy hitters until they got.
I mean, LeBron. You knew it.
Yeah,
you can see that right away. Kendrick Perkins, you can see it right away. A kid like Leon Poe, you could see that right away. A kid like Paul George, at Fresno State at the time, you can see that right away. I mean, and even when Paul got drafted, he was 6'7" when he got drafted. He grew to like 6'9" before he went into training camp.
Wow.
So he added a couple more inches, And so the funny thing is, when I was at San Jose State, and some people know this, but I recruited Russell Westbrook and Kawhi Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard and Russell was kind of under the radar. And then their senior years, Kawhi kind of like blew up a little bit, where San Diego State ended up taking him. And then Russell just had a unbelievable senior year and grew a little bit. And I think he grew into his athleticism, And so I think at the time, like, Russell might have had like Cal State Fullerton, San Jose State, like it was small schools recruiting, right? And he blows up, and I can't remember if UCLA had a guard that left, and he goes there, and Kawhi goes to San Diego State. The rest is history.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Do they work different? Is there something that they have that others got, or is it just that they're so far invested? Like, I know, you talk about some of the great.
I think both with Kawhi and Russ, is they had unbelievable work ethics.
Yeah.
And I think, and pretty much, talent is a lot of, but any pro you see have to have some type of work ethic. Right?
Oh yeah.
So to see what Russell and both Kawhi are in their careers after, trying to recruit them in high school, like you kind of knew, what through their work ethic that they both turned out to be special players.
Yeah.
As well as Paul George, Leon Poe, that played at Cal. Leon Poe would have probably been even a more dynamic NBA player if he hadn't had the 2 ACL surgeries. He was a 6'8" power forward and jumped out of the gym, grown man's body. Unbelievable kid. Unbelievable kid. And so I think, there are certain things that kids have that you can see it.
Gusto, huh?
Yeah, so you can see it.
It's kind of like, you look at Michael Jordan and he was failing in high school and he turned everything around.
Mike got cut, I think, his freshman year for high school.
Yeah.
And,
that stung him hard too, apparently.
Yeah, he had a brother that was pretty good. His big brother, Larry, from what we understand, used to beat him up a little bit. And, you never know. Jordan just was unbelievable at North Carolina. And, but he played with really, really good players. The year they won it, and he had an all-star team pretty much on that North Carolina team. And so, and then he just blows up at the NBA.
Yeah.
So
I worked on a commercial once in Hollywood with Jerry Rice, and I got to pick his brain over lunch, sat down with him and that. He's a really nice guy, actually. Very, very gracious to talk to you about stuff. And I said, what made a difference for you? You know, what'd you do? He goes, man, I just never stopped. He goes, we all do training, and they'd all go. I'd grab a snack and I'd go back into it. You know, he'd run the stands or he'd do anything. He just wanted to be fresh in the fourth quarter. You know.
Yeah. You know, you hear a lot of those stories, man. And it all goes back to work ethic. As Coach Jeter always say, plan your work and work your plan.
Yes.
You know, and so,
yeah. So is it hard to distill that in other guys? I suppose, to influence them to want to push harder, or do you get a lot of guys asking what they could do more of?
Yeah, you know, guys want to get in the gym and work out and get up shots and, you know, watch film, which is a big part of this thing. So yeah, you can help guys get better in that way. And then you just got some guys who just got that it.
Yes.
You know, just got the it factor.
Yeah, just won't stop, huh? Won't quit.
Yeah, you know, like Michael Jordan just have that it. You know, Kobe Bryant just have that it.
I think that, I mean, for Michael Jordan, that it when he got cut, that hurt him bad. Like, he talks about that in many interviews. He said that really got under my skin. I didn't want that to ever happen again.
Yeah, I mean, and certain things motivate somebody. You know, LeBron had it since he was in high school. You could see it. So there's guys who sometimes just have that it factor.
Cool. And then so looking at your team now, I mean, there's some really good heavy hitters in there. Where's the future look like for those guys, do you think?
I think it all depends on how far we go. You know, I think we got some guys that can play professionally overseas.
Yep.
I'm not sure if we have an NBA guy. Jaden Furl is getting some attention.
Good.
You know, he's gotten some phone calls about him. And some scouts have come out, NBA scouts have come out and seen him already.
Nice.
So, but I mean, you never know. You never know. Somebody can end up getting in an NBA workout and do something special. So, but I think we got a couple of guys who could play for money professionally, maybe overseas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
There's definitely you got a great lineup so far. I think it's very rewarding on the work that you guys have done. Is there anything you else want to touch on before we clean this up?
I mean, you know, nothing really, man. Just like I said, I'm proud of our guys, how they're fighting and playing right now. Hopefully we can keep that going. I'm proud of our coaching staff and, you know, Coach Jeter being willing to get the Cade to come in and talk with the team and talk with the coaching staff. So we're happy about all of that, and you know, and hopefully these guys come ready to play tonight against Utah Valley again.
It's gonna be a tough one, right?
They're number one team in conference right now. And so, but we're looking forward to it. You know, it's a rival. It's kind of a rival. Utah Valley, Utah Tech being the bigger one. But and we got them back to back. So, but as we've been trying to focus on just one game at a time, and focus in on Utah Valley and see if we can get the upset tonight.
I love that. I think it's going to be good, but I think you guys are going to rise to the occasion. You had two great games coming into it, so it's looking really good. Hey, tell me, I'm going to ask you a question that I always usually do on my show. Mm-hmm. What makes the difference?
Plan your work your plan. That's one. Everybody coming together. So I guess that would be the chemistry piece. And then, you know, discipline, being disciplined, having faith in family and humility, all our pillars that Coach Jeter has. And so I think all of those things come into play, and then they eventually click. So those things are starting to click. So
I love that.
Now you're starting to see some of the success.
Excellent. Assistant Coach Donald Williams, thank you so much. I'm Rob Birdsey. Thank you for tuning in. You'll be able to see this on YouTube soon on Uncle D's Basketball Life. And we got some more episodes coming up for you guys in the future. And
yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for being here, man.
I appreciate you.
Have a great day.
Hey, come out and support us at the game.
Yeah, don't miss it, guys. This is going to be a great one. It's going to be a humdinger.